Okay, this is third in this series, Econ3, June 25th, 2011. Hopefully, well, this one's not as scary as the other because this one's the one where we have the solution to your global debt problem. We talked before about the problem when we showed you the pyramid of prosperity and the debt hole that's being built within a nation. But here's the simple plan. When we create an enterprise of Earth and a global reserve bank, the enterprise of Earth, which is a merge of all the global enterprises, effectively buys out all of your banks. And when we own all your banks, well, this is a person. Indeed, imagine this is a mortgage, or this is a world, and it's the mortgage of the world. So now when we own all their banks, and we own our own bank, and we can issue our own new money, we have a giant new pool. See, this is another next big thing. It's a zero or a one. It's one of us. One world bank together. Now, here's how we do it then. See, imagine this is real estate. And you could look at it at a global basis, so it could be just your house. And typically, actually, this is sort of representing, it's sort of crude, but let's say that's a third in that house. Well, a third, but usually people don't even have a third of their house. They're lucky to have, well, let's say you have a third of your house, 33%. So you started with an 80% mortgage and you're down 13 points from now, and you've gotten your principal down. And the bank basically owns the 67% in debt. But as we described before, basically the banks really don't own it because they borrowed it from your Federal Reserves and your other banks, and they're full of debt. And that debt's not represented here, but that debt could be this debt here, this pile of debt. And see, when we create this new thing, this debt gets bought by our entire enterprise. It gets retired out, and it gets retired out with the power of this new money, which is a whole new lesson in itself. But what we do is we say, listen, we're going to translate those mortgages into new instruments. Now, it'd be a voluntary thing, but basically, we're going to let the bank own 2/3 of the property, passively, underlying. So basically, we're going to pay off your mortgage. There you go, there's your house. You'll pay a modest amount for your third and to maintain your house, and you'll pay the taxes in your house. And then what happens is, when you sell your house, well, the bank gets a cut of the action. And, well, you don't have to sell your house, the bank gets nothing, but the bank has the value of that. So as real estate prices rise, the value of the bank rises. But see, as the value of the bank rises with the rising real estate prices and the rising prices we acquire natural resources, as the bank rises in value, it allows two things. One, our currency gets stronger, allowing us literally to print more currency. And we build currency against our own bank, but our bank is our entire world. It's still owned by people, but people get to own just a third. And so imagine it's like the land is owned by the bank, but basically you're still there. So now all of a sudden the cost of housing throughout the world comes down, meaning also the value of investing in housing goes up, because a person in the economy only needs to invest in this part of the bank, because it has this bank of infinite wealth for us. Will just take the balance on its balance sheet, and who knows, who cares? We just got out of our debt problem. We just found a way to reduce our costs. Now, this is only just the beginning of the way you think when you own a world where your customers are your shareholders, are your own best real and virtual employees. When we're working together, what if we owned our world together? I think that's not doctors borderline psychotic. That's the perfect question.